Let's be real. Building your first resume can feel like a pretty big deal, kind of like some huge, boring assignment. But what if we looked at it a different way? Think of it less like homework and more like your own personal advertisement. It's the key that unlocks that first summer job, a co-op placement, or maybe even the start of your dream career. So let's break down how to build one that really makes you shine. Okay, let's get one thing straight right from the start. A resume has one job, and one job only, to get you an interview. That's it. It's not going to magically land you the position all by itself. Its only mission is to make a hiring manager read it and think, yep, I need to talk to this person. It's all about getting your foot in the door. And here's the crazy part. You have almost no time to make that impression. Seriously. Most recruiters spend, on average, just 15 seconds scanning a resume for the first time. 15 seconds. That's all you get for them to decide if you're in the yes pile or the no pile. So every single word counts. It has to be sharp, powerful, and grab their attention right away. So, how in the world do you win that 15-second audition? Well, it all starts with getting the basics right. In this first part, we're going to cover the absolute golden rules that'll make sure your resume doesn't just get tossed aside, but actually gets a proper read. All right, let's run through some non-negotiable rules. First, and this is the big one, be honest, always. Don't stretch the truth because it's usually pretty easy to spot. Next, let go of that old myth that a resume has to be one page. Look, if you've got good, relevant stuff to share, a clean 2-page resume is way better than a single crowded one. Just make sure the most important info is on page 1. Also, don't go attaching your report card or reference letters unless they specifically ask for them. And finally, keep your personal info, like your age or health, off of it. The focus should be 100% on your skills and qualifications. Okay, with those rules down, let's talk about how to actually structure this thing. You know, the way you format your resume isn't just about making it look pretty. It's a strategic choice. The right layout can really make your strengths pop. And which one you pick really depends on where you're at in your career. So you're going to see two main styles out there. There's the functional style, which groups things by skill, and then there's chronological, which lists your experience by date. Now, functional can be okay for people switching careers, but for students and recent grads, oh yeah, chronological is definitely the way to go. Why? Well, employers just find it way easier to read. Plus, it lets you put your biggest asset, your education, right up near the top where it belongs. Okay, so you've picked your style, and it's probably chronological, right? Good choice. Now, what do you actually put in it? We're going to build this thing together section by section, starting right from the top. Let's get into the essential building blocks that every great resume has to have. So what are these building blocks? Well, pretty much every resume needs these key parts: a heading with all your contact info, a punchy branding statement, your education, a list of your skills and qualifications, and of course, your experience, which, by the way, includes both paying jobs and things like volunteering. First things first, the heading. I know it seems super basic, but you'd be surprised how often people mess this up. Make your name the biggest thing on the page. Double, triple check your phone number for typos. And please, please use a professional email address. Something simple like your first name dot last name is perfect. That funny email you made in 7th grade? Yeah, it's time to retire that one. Next up, let's ditch that old, boring objective and swap it for something way more powerful, a branding statement. Think of it like your personal headline. Instead of saying something like, seeking a job in customer service, you summarize what makes you great. For example, a motivated team player with a knack for creative problem solving and a passion for helping customers. See? It immediately tells the employer who you are and what you bring to the table. Now, if you're in school or just graduated, listen up, because this is so important. Right now, your education is your biggest asset. It's your most recent, most relevant accomplishment. So don't you dare bury it at the bottom of the page. Put it right up top, just under your branding statement. List your school, your program, and when you expect to graduate. This is a huge qualification, so show it off. Okay, now we get to the real heart of the resume, talking about your experience. Most people just write what's called a duty statement. It just states what you did. It's factual. It's fine. But fine is not what we're going for, right? Fine doesn't get you an interview. We can do way better. And here's how you do it. You turn those duty statements into achievement statements. Instead of just saying what you did, you focus on the result of what you did. It's not just about the task, it's about the impact you made. And the secret weapon here is numbers. Numbers make your accomplishments feel real. Maybe you don't have sales figures, but you can say you served over 50 customers an hour during peak shifts or helped organize a charity event that raised $500. Using strong action verbs and adding those numbers turns a boring list into a story of your success. So you've built this amazing resume. It's designed to impress a human being. But what happens before a person even sees it? Yeah, in today's world, your first opponent is often a computer program, and you need to know the cheat codes to get past it. So a lot of big companies get tons of applications for every job. So they use software. You can call them bots or applicant tracking systems to do the first round of cuts. To beat the bots, you gotta keep it simple. Use standard fonts like Arial, avoid fancy graphics or columns that can just confuse the software. And here's the biggest tip. Use the exact keywords from the job description. If they say they're looking for strong communication skills, you better have strong communication skills in your resume. You know that super annoying thing when you copy your beautiful resume into an online application and it turns into a total mess? Well, there's a simple trick to fix that. Before you copy and paste, save your resume as a plain text file. It has a .txt at the end. This gets rid of all the weird hidden formatting. Then you just open that text file, clean up the spacing a little bit, and copy that version into the application box. I promise, it'll look perfect every time. All right, you did it. You built the resume, you optimized it for the bots, and you submitted it. So what's left? Well, there's one final piece of the puzzle, and that's your backup team, your references. So, who should be on this team? You want people who can talk about your work ethic and your skills because they've seen you in action. We're talking about former bosses, teachers, coaches, maybe even a volunteer coordinator. They can give a real, credible opinion. And here it is. The number one most important rule of references: never, ever use your family. It just doesn't look professional. It's an instant red flag. And this one is just common courtesy, but it's super important. Always, always ask someone for permission before you list them as a reference. It's not just the polite thing to do. It gives them a heads up so they can be ready to say amazing things about you when that call comes. You can even send them your resume and the job description to give them a little cheat sheet on what to highlight. Finally, here's a pro tip to make you look extra organized. Don't put your references directly on your resume. Create a separate page for them. And make sure to use the exact same heading that's on your resume with your name and contact info. It makes the whole package look like a matching set. Then just list each person clearly with their name, title, and contact details. It's a small thing, but it shows you're a true professional. So when you get right down to it, your resume is so much more than a piece of paper with a list of jobs on it. It's a story. It's your story. It tells people about your skills, your accomplishments, and all of your potential. It's really the first chapter of your entire professional life. So as you sit down to write it, just ask yourself this: what story is yours going to tell?